a swipe technique that I did on here, and basically let the paint do its thing and as it cured. But we have here the arrowhead. As I stated last week, this was going to be a Kansas City Chiefs piece. So on the flip side, I had did a stencil, which I'm not going to use. By the way, I decided to go against that. But we do have a piece of felt here that's white that I'm going to paint with some red and some yellow that we're going to add to it. And then we have a piece of cardstock here that I'm going to place in the middle. Now, once this is all these items dry, I will then throw a layer of resin over the top of this so it has a clear coat, and then we will adhere to the piece. We might not get to all that today, but that's what we're going to be working on today's show, y'all. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and tap into the felt that we got here. And as I said, I was going to add some color to it. Right now it's white, and that was just so that I could be able to put some color on top of uh, that. And I got my little used canvas here that I like to add my paint before I apply it to the canvas. So as you can see, I got some color spats all over the place. Just gonna put some red here and got me a sponge for that. And I got some yellow. Typically we do paint pour techniques, acrylic pour paint techniques, you guys. So with that being said, it's not always, um, you know, an actual image that you're painting out. There's going to be like some dimension to it. We use different mediums. We use different crafts to add and incorporate with the piece to make it, the final piece be what it becomes. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and move the piece off the table for a second, y'all, just so that we can focus on this arrowhead itself. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the red and just kind of get that here. Basically, I'm gonna go from red into yellow, which is gonna be the background for the cardstock that we have, and then I'll be using some paint uh, markers to paint the cardstock before we put our um, resin on it. So I'm just sponging it because it was felt and it was a little hard to try to paint it with the brush. So instead of fighting against myself, I figured let me just dab this paint on and we can go from there. So this paint is conflicting with my favorite team. Now it's conflicting with your favorite team. Who's your favorite team? Who is your favorite team? And yeah, if you guys weren't on the last episode, I said that I was going to, with football season approaching, I was going to do some football themed pieces. So if y'all got a suggestion or if you're interested in a custom piece and you want to see it done here on the show, go ahead and drop your suggestions. Hit me with a like on Instagram, shoot me a message, and we'll see if we can get that done on the show. So the Panthers, we get no respect. Yeah, well, I appreciate the fact that y'all traded DJ Moore to us. So I'm just gonna say that, and I hope y'all suck bad enough so that we can get a top 5 pick. That's what I'm hoping for. But if you guys are just tuning in, this is Poured On with Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, or 4 p.m. I'm sorry, Eastern time. I'm thinking about soul food, y'all. But yeah, every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch us right here. We do all types of pieces on here, generally centered around acrylic pour technique. So we've already done the pouring technique last week. And this week we're coming back to add some dimension to our piece. So you missed last week, we're gonna catch this week. All right. Let me see here. This red don't want to grab down here, and neither does the yellow. So try to get another dab of this yellow here and see if I can't fill that in a little bit. All right. So we got that. How I want to do it. Basically, just trying to get it to blend from red to yellow. So we're gonna go ahead and move this out of the way. With that being said, and we're gonna focus on our cardstock. All right, so the cardstock, yeah, I could have drawn it on the canvas or whatever, but like I said, I like to add dimension to the pieces. So sometimes you might see me do yarn, sometimes you might see me do pipe cleaners. It might be some rhinestones or whatever. It's just basically whatever I'm feeling in that moment is what I usually go to. So with that said, I'm going to first off, let me get this black outline real quick. And again, I'm just using my little makeshift palette that I use from a canvas that I probably will never use. So I'm just gonna try outline where I kind of traced. Make sure we get that arrowhead outline. All right. Try to not get paint on myself. Try not to get paint on myself. So I'm gonna outline it in black because the rim around the arrow is black. The inside of it is white, so I need like a little guide, if you will. And I don't want to lose my line that I use as a guide. So all right. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Poured on Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have colored our felt the color that we wanted, which was that yellow and crimson red that I used to do the pour. And now we are doing our arrowhead. All right. So all right. So I got my black outline. Now I'm just gonna come back with the white. And I don't know if this is going to actually show up. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not really grabbing. Might have to use an actual paintbrush with the white. So we're gonna switch gears with that. And I'm glad that I found that off early because I can go ahead and do what I need to do. I still got my canvas here waiting, so it's perfect. It's not the end of the world. Just gonna outline. All right. And let's see here. And I'm just trying to create an edge here. And I got a feeling basically all of this around the letters here. So it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little while. We're gonna cover this, cover all the trim to the letters, the inside of the arrow here, so that it looks like our logo. This is cardstock, so like I said, it's trying to do the marker pen. I thought it would work, but it didn't. It didn't give the film that I thought it was going to give painting. So we switched over to actual acrylic paint, y'all. A regular hand painted technique. So I'm just trying to. There we go. Right. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Portal and Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just trying to get this here arrowhead colored in. Trying to get some nice clean. All right. All right. I'm trying not to get any other paint on the cardstock because I don't want it to. I don't want to have to go over it with multiple layers of paint just to cover up a spot. So, trying to do my best here. Keep it clean. Let me see here. I got another brush I can use. I don't really like that brush too much. Go back to this one. It's got cleaner lines. And I'm just still working on this, the inside of this arrow. Like I said, we're gonna come back with the black paint, gonna come back with the red and all that, and that should help everything pop and come to its final form. Help come to its final form. And I'm not trying to put too much paint down on the cardstock because it will start to wilt because it's, you know, it's wet and this is paper. So just trying to make sure that it's doing what I need it to do. Making sure I needed to do what it do. Let's see here. So I'm trying to get this line right here clean. There we go. Sometimes I might freehand, sometimes I might use an outline. It just depends on what it is that I'm doing. In this case, I got an outline. So I want to try to get this logo as precise as possible. If I can. Thanks, person. And I will leave the floor open at the end to answer questions. If I miss your question, I apologize. Not intentional, but I'm just doing my brushstroke here along the outside line of the letter, just trying to make sure it's as clean looking as possible. So mhm. No, I am not a Chiefs fan. No, I'm not a Chiefs fan. But I do love the game of football. And with football approaching, I thought what better way to celebrate than to do some pieces centered around football. So if you have a team and you're interested in the piece, don't hesitate to drop a message. All right. We almost got this arrowhead filled in. There's some little fine lines on here though that I'm trying to make sure I don't mess those up. So taking my time with that just a little bit, make sure these lines are as crisp as I can get them. As crisp as I can get them. Let's see here. Ooh, I kind of got messy with that line. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, when I come back with the black, I can get that situated. Mm, Some of the pieces that I do, they're a couple of days. Some of them are a day. It really just depends on what I'm investing my time in with the piece. Like, what is it? The look that I'm going for. What type of material do I want to incorporate? And it's not always the same. Sometimes it's genre. Some, like I said, sometimes it's the pipe cleaner. Sometimes it might be gold foil. Sometimes it might be gems, resin crystals. It might be another type of paint. Alright. So we got a little bit going on with this thus far. And like I said, I think once we get our lines, once we get these lines on there, it'll really start to pop. And I'm going slow because I don't have the steadiest hand sometimes when it comes to doing straight lines. So at least if I can kind of like chop at it a little bit, I can get the nice crisp line that I want. So I'm just trying to get the rest of this inside of this arrow. Herm. Herm. Gonna add a little bit more white to my little palette here. A little paint palette. My brush is about flat from pressing down, trying to get those clean lines. I'm gonna flip our arrowhead here. And get that line. And got another line right here. All right. Mama B. Wait, mom in here? And there we go again. So I apologize, y'all. I'm having technical difficulties. We're gonna try to get this up one more time. One more time. Let's see, here we go. All right. Let's see. I can see it now. Let's see here. All right. Trying to get this. All right. Just trying to keep these lines as crisp as possible. It's not easy. Like I said, it's not easy trying to do straight lines. What's going on, Kingy? Welcome everybody tapping in. I'm sorry if I missed you. I'm not ignoring you. I will have the floor open at the end to answer any questions you may have about today's show or maybe even a future episode. Even a future one. Try to get this. All right. There we go. All right, we got most of the inside the arrowhead. Just a little bit more to go, and then we can start working on the detail work. All right. Try to get this last little bit, y'all. Last little bit. All right. I didn't see this spot right here. I missed one more spot up here. It's okay because it's all gotta be painted anyway. So miss a spot, we come back to it. That's all good. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm working on. Trying to keep it in eye view. Move that back there. Then we got to do the inside of the C. And I think that will conclude the white. All right. So we're gonna take this rest of this C and we're just I'm gonna try to get the line first and then just fill it in. It's a lot easier. Ooh. All right. guys are just tapping in, this is Poured On Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are almost done with the white part of the arrowhead, which has probably been the most annoying part of it. But you know what? That's part of today's piece, and that's okay. There we go. Clean lines, if I can get them. I'm always trying to go for the clean line because it's a lot easier to clean it up at the end with the black if the white is not too crazy. This brush is getting on my nerves. It's got like a little straggler here at the end. Trying to give me a headache. Shout out to everybody in the stream today. Appreciate y'all pulling up for today's show. Uh, all right. We just got this last little part of the white here, and then the front of the arrowhead, and then we can start doing our detail. I've seen a few people say that they paint. If you're a painter, even if you're not a painter, if you're interested in being on the show, make sure you hit the follow on the Instagram and shoot me a message. We'll schedule a day for you to be on the show. We'll pick out what we're going to do for the show and then proceed. Make sure you got all the materials you need and all that good stuff so that on show day, we could just pour it on. Just pour it on. Right. A couple of areas that I didn't really get the paint on the arrow, so I'm just going over those, making sure that's solid. The coat was just really subtle, so we're just trying to make sure it pops. And we got our other colors. All right. There we go. All right, so we got we got our white part arrowhead in here. Now we got black as the outline, and then the drop shadow for the characters is also um, black. So with that being said, I am going to get me another brush. I'll give me another brush, and since we already figured out our acrylic paint pens don't do what we need them to do, we're going to come with our red acrylic paint, regular paint, and not the that's gonna be like a two coater. It's real light. It's gonna be like two coats. So I'm gonna try to get up to the line first. That way we can come back with the black and keep that crispy. So right now, the first coat, as you can see, is not going to adhere fully, but that's okay because I can just do a second coat, third coat, fourth coat, however many coats I need until that red really pops. But we're gonna get the first coat down first, and then we'll come back with the next coat. And I'm just trying to get this paint to spread at this point. Just trying to get the paint to spread. So okay. All right. Like I said, I'm just trying to get these lines for the white. Once I get the lines and it dries, I can come back and go over it a second coat. Make sure that red is popping on here. Now, if it was like white cardstock, I probably wouldn't have to do this, but because it's black, that's why I have to do the multiple coats. Pigment of the black is overpowering the red. All right. You guys are just tuning in. This is Poured on Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At this time, we got about 9 minutes left of the show, y'all. So obviously, we're not going to get a chance to finish it in its entirety, but I will go back over what we're doing with the piece real quick here shortly. We play our outro so you can see what we got going on. So if you missed the beginning of the show, this is our canvas. This is our canvas from last week's show. We got Dutch pour technique that we did on half black, half white as our background. As you can see, it has a triangle in the middle because I use this triangle as basically a stencil. And then when I did the pour, it left this cool little triangle in the middle. And yes, it is acrylic paint. And then I went on ahead and I took some felt, which we're going to add here in the middle. And then once that's all said and done, no Mahomes. Look, man, you asking for a lot there, bud. Are you interested in the piece? Is that what you're trying to tell me? So, no, I'm just playing with you, Gios. But when we put it up, once it's all painted and everything, you're gonna have the KC in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna the red or the yellow will blend into the red. That will be on the center of this. And it sounds like someone's interested in this, so you might see it the next time, and I'll have a Mahomes on it. But that's basically today's show, y'all. This is part 2 of last week's show. We did a Dutch pour, as I said, with red, yellow, and with black and white as our base coats. We did go ahead and cut out some arrowheads and from felt and also from cardstock. I'm going to have to let the red dry, obviously, because it's cardstock and it's black and it's not holding the red as well right now. So we will continue this after the show. But I'm going to go ahead and open the floor for y'all. If anybody has any questions about today's show, go ahead and ask your questions now. If you're interested in being on the show, like I said, go ahead and hit the fave button at the top, click on bio, follow on the Instagram, send me a message. Also, if y'all ain't doing nothing tonight, it's a very special woman's birthday celebration, Virgo party, big Virgo party. Oh, there we go. Big Virgo party tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all, Red Room Talk. Make sure you hit Top Ash and Juice for the fave. I will see you guys there. We will have a live DJ in that thing. You guys, DJ Swift, hands on the ones and twos. Also, if you guys are not doing anything tomorrow, make sure you tap in for Soul Food Sunday. That's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Tagged app. And we'll be in Gin and Juices live this week, y'all. The winner gets Adventures Gin Show apron. As always, the winner, the top gifter. And we making fettuccine or shrimp fettuccine Alfredo and garlic knots with a side salad, y'all. So make sure y'all tap in for that. I can't wait to eat some of them garlic knots and stuff. Hopefully, someone don't eat them all before we get to them. But you know, I digress. So, any questions? Anybody got any questions? We'll go ahead and let the outro music play. Got any questions? Don't be shy. How do you know if you don't ask? Also, y'all, turn this down just a little bit. If you're not following Juancho Juice on IG. Make sure you follow the page. We did start our pre-sale orders, y'all, and the actual website page with the store and everything will be up and running shortly. We will have an official grand opening launch date and all that stuff. So just tap in, y'all. Tap in. We got a lot of content coming your way. We got a lot of merch coming your way. So make sure you tap in with the follow and all that good stuff and support some of your favorite people. He said, no Mahomes. GS for the Mahomes. I know somebody was trying to request a box. I'm not sure who it was. I'm sorry. I couldn't let nobody in while I'm trying to show the painting and do the show. But if you're interested in being on the show, you know, that's it.